What's up, y'all? Welcome to the World of Sports podcast. You already know who it is. You got John, you got Braxton, and then you got Eddie. We just gonna jump right into it right now. We got a lot to uncover. So, the first topic we got for this week is the Monday Night Football game that happened last night. Russ versus the Seahawks. It was Russ's anticipated homecoming back to Seattle, and a lot of people predicted that they would win. But just from you guys' perspectives, I want to know what were y'all takeaways from the game last night?
I think it was kind of a disappointment seeing Russ play like that. I was expecting way more than what he produced. Just not. Maybe he was just the system. Maybe it was just being back in Seattle for the first time. A lot of going on in his mind, but I don't want to take too much on it because it's the first game. But I was very disappointed in his play. But seeing Gino like that, I was happy that he finally got his shine. And this is time now to show all the dollars and naysayers what they've been saying this whole career. So,
I think it was just a big kind of letdown. I know that there was a lot of anticipation towards Russ going to the Broncos, and the fact that it didn't turn out the way that most fans, I think, expected it. I think it was just a letdown kind of on that organization. I know it's a long season ahead of them, but you want to start off the season strong, and to lose in the way that they did, I think it kind of tainted that. What do you think, John?
I'm gonna be honest. I did not expect them to lose. Just for the simple fact that you know, that the last we seen of the Seahawks, they weren't really good. A lot of people, including myself, I'll go out and say that a lot of people didn't really expect a lot from Gino. They didn't expect him to play the way that he did. So I think that it was big for him to come out and play the way that he did, because he kind of deserves it. He's spent 8 years as a backup. So like, for him to get his opportunity to be a starter again and just have a good game in his first game back would be good. It's good. And but also from the Broncos side, I just think that they need a little more time to mesh together, because you've seen a lot of mistakes, especially in the red zone area. They struggled to score in red zone last night, especially with the two big fumbles from Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams down at the one. I mean, that was two touchdowns that they could have easily had right there. And so I think it's just all about coming together and gelling. And I think that the defense was a lot more, they were a liability more than what they were supposed to be. The Broncos should have had, we expect them to have a pretty decent defense. So like, that's just some takeaways that I, got from the game. But the biggest thing that everybody's talking about now is it's not really that Seattle won, but was it the right decision on 4th and 6 with 20 seconds left in the game to kick a 64-yard field goal instead of letting Russ cook, per se? So what's y'all thoughts on that? Would y'all have let the 64-yard field goal be attempted?
Personally, just based on how the week had been going, we seen missed kick after missed kick after missed kick throughout many different teams this week. I just didn't think that it was the right move. I think in that situation, you have a all-time great quarterback. You just gotta trust and believe, even though maybe the game wasn't going exactly how you expected. You gotta trust and believe that he can make those type of plays. I mean, at the end of the day, that's why you brought him there. So you need to bring him in there to make those type of plays in those type of moments. So, I mean, it's just been a rough week for kickers. I wouldn't have did it, but that's just my take on it.
Nah, I 100% agree with you, bro. Like, me personally, I'm the coach. We brought you here. We brought you here to do for these moments. So you getting paid the big bucks, so you got to go out there and get the job done. So yeah, I would not have sent a kicker out there to go handle that. That should have been Russ. He should have overpowered that and be like, no, I want to go win. That's the mindset I'm having in that moment.
Yeah, 100%. And even when Russ got traded, it was always about the partnership between him and Nathaniel Hackett, because Nathaniel Hackett was an offensive coach coming from Green Bay. So I think that you know, like Ryan Clark said, you're not paying Russ the big bucks to sit him on the sideline and let you know, a kicker kick a 64-yard field goal to win the game. And then, you know, you had 3 timeouts left, so why let the clock bleed to 20 seconds? You know what I'm saying? You should just call your timeout and let Russ do this thing. Me personally, as a coach, I would have felt better knowing that we didn't get it and the ball was in Russ's hands than missing on a 64-yard field goal with the chances was when the chances were already, you know, not likely that he was going to hit that kick, you know. So that's pretty much how I feel about that. I don't think it was the right decision, really. But
do you think off of that loss, do you think there is any feelings of regret? This is a question for both of y'all. Do you think he should have any feelings of regret?
you know, and since you say that, I seen something earlier actually where he came out and said, you know, like that wasn't the right decision. Looking back on it, we should have went for it on 4th and 6. Like he actually said that. So like I think looking back on it, they do regret not going for it in that moment. You know what I'm saying? I think so.
Well, once done is done. That's how I see it. Like in that moment, you got to just speak up. Like they say, winners always want the ball. That's what they say. And I feel, and especially in that moment, him in Seattle, like this is a defining moment for him. Week 1 to go beat his former team and show, you know, what they missing now, especially after them booing him, which I thought was disrespectful because he brought them a championship. So I would have used all the animosity if I'm Russ and going out there and win for that. But
100%, 100%. But that wasn't the only crazy story we had in week 1. It felt like they was coming left and right. So you know, week one has some craziness and some comebacks. In your opinion, what are some teams that came out strong, and what are some teams that disappointed? You know what I'm saying?
One team I really was excited about when I seen their first week was the Vikings. I like the way they came out and played against the Packers. I know the Packers didn't have, you know, Devontae Adams, just, you know, new season. He's in a new location. But I liked what I saw from the defense. They were putting a lot of pressure on Aaron Rodgers, and it seemed as if he was a little rattled by it. And, you know, he didn't have, you know, his main receiver like he usually had, you know, back in those old times. So it was good to see them put pressure on him and see what he was made of in these situations. Because, you know, some people put him as the best quarterback in the league right now. He, in that situation, that game, didn't really show that. So I was happy to see them. I was happy to see performance from Justin Jefferson and him, you know, carrying that offense as he had been doing in previous seasons. So I was happy to see that. And, you know, I can't wait to see what they're going to do moving forward. Um, as far as teams that I was disappointed in, I would say I was kind of disappointed in the Colts. I know they played my Texans and they, you know, they got Matt Ryan now, but their offense looked completely unprepared. I mean, fumbles, missed snaps. I mean, it was just a very bad performance from them. And even with that, I know they did force a tie, but I mean, that's just not the way to come out as, you know, you start a new era with your team. I just didn't like what I seen from them.
Most definitely. In my opinion, teams that came out strong, I think the Chiefs came out strong. You know, they a lot of people were skeptical about what Patrick Mahomes would be able to do, you know, considering that he doesn't have Tyreek Hill anymore. But I think they came out strong. I think who else? The Buffalo Bills came out strong. They look like they're gonna be a force to reckon with this year. The Eagles came out pretty strong. I was also impressed by Detroit because Detroit, no matter how bad the lead was, you know, or the deficit was, they continued to fight and they only lost by 3 points. So I think that's a team that's going to shock a lot of people. Teams that disappointed, you know, I wanted to see more out of Aaron Rodgers, of course. Again, Kyler Murray, they just looked lost out there, you know. And the Colts, once again, I expected the Colts to be in the mix, you know, at least be competitive. I didn't think that they would struggle with the Texans, in all honesty. I'm just be honest. And then the Broncos disappointed too because I expected more out of them. I didn't expect them to, you know, eventually lose to Seattle. So that was just some teams that disappointed. What about you, Eddie?
Yeah, man. Some teams that looked the best in my opinion was definitely the Bills. I think they're going to be my early favorite to go to the Super Bowl. I definitely like what I saw from the Vikings. They look like they was all together. The Chiefs came out strong. The Bucks, even though they didn't have a lot of touchdowns, I feel like they was constantly moving the ball. Anytime they want, Tom Brady looked great. I think they're gonna be definitely a threat. And I like the Eagles. The Eagles came out strong in the first half, but let the Detroit get back in it. But I feel that did what it needs to do in the end. Team that disappointed me, the Rams definitely disappointed me, man. I was just in shock of what I was seeing. But I had to think about what they had coming back. They really had everybody come back, but Odell, and I think Odell was a big piece of the offense. And now, like everybody keening in on Cooper Kupp, and I think teams starting to catch on what he can do, what he does, and taking away him and Matthew Stafford really don't have another option, in my opinion. So making them really work for what they want. Packers definitely disappointed me, but I'm not. I was sad, A-Rod, but I'm not anymore because they don't say anything about the other quarterbacks that don't have the weapons that he used to have. So I feel like you the best, you one of the best quarterbacks, so you got to just go prove it, really. The Bengals, I was very disappointed with the Bengals, man. Like, I ain't never seen Joe play like that before, ever. We had 4 picks. Jamar, he played all right, but they took away a couple of his catches, but they shake off a little rust. But I was disappointed with them. And last but not least, them Saints. I was disappointed with the Saints. I ain't gonna lie, I expected more. But y'all came back, y'all got the win, but it was Atlanta. But I was
Bro,
definitely
it don't matter. It don't matter who it is. A winner is a winner at the end of the day. They all in the NFL. You know what I'm saying?
Atlanta
All
known
NFL
for
players.
comebacks, bro. They known for giving up comebacks. Come on.
It don't matter. A win is a win. So I take it.
I give you that, but I said I
I'll
was
take it.
disappointed. I expected more
I
from the
was
Saints.
disappointed too, but I ain't gonna have my boys like that because we got the win.
Well, I ain't biased. I'm an autumn. I'm just call it like it is.
I ain't biased either, but as long as you get the win, I was disappointed in teams that lost, like Joe Burrow throwing 3 and 4 and having 5 turnovers. And, I can't even start on him because he about to make me curse on this podcast. But anyway, so Thursday night, first game of the season, we had an interesting matchup: Ramsey versus Diggs. Can y'all give me some input on what y'all thought about that?
I think it proved one thing that I believe that we'll get to later in this podcast. But I think it just shows that the Rams, they wasn't prepared as they needed to be, and I think that kind of showed in that matchup. I don't think it was more so really proving who was more dominant over the other person. I just think that one side wasn't prepared like they were supposed to be, and that's why that matchup ended the way it did. What do y'all think?
I'll just go ahead and be honest. Diggs gave that boy that work, and he got some cleaning up. He got to clean up his game because the last 2 times we've seen him, the last couple times we've seen him, he's gotten cooked. One by Jamar Chase in the Super Bowl, and then first game of the season, and you give up 8 receptions, 122 yards, and a touchdown to Stephon Diggs. So I mean, if Jalen Ramsey wants to continue for people to talk about him, as potentially being the best corner in the game, he got a lot of stepping up to do. That's how I feel about that match. And as far as Stephon Diggs, he just keeps getting nastier and nastier as the year comes. But we'll talk about that more later.
I feel that Diggs just showed who he is, because he is highly underrated but overrated. Now he getting respect, but it's not
he don't get enough.
Exactly. Like, it's always like little nitpicking that they do to him that it's just not fair to him, because he put the works in and it shows. He got all the stats to support it, and he still get down to like that 2 and 3 spot. But on Jalen's side, man, I feel that he got a lot to prove, man. Now, like this, he got a lot more people in his ear talking about him. Like, I think this good for him though. Like, to get him back to the level that he was. but some of the stuff, it wasn't all on him. It's the stuff with the coverage, I can say, and just mental breakdowns. But him being a top dog, he gotta be better for his team.
I feel like in like the situations where he has been outplayed, I think it's making his case worse for him being the best corner in the league. Like, you know, last episode we ranked the corners out and we all, you know, kind of agreed that he was number one. But in these situations, it kind of makes it seem like, okay, the gap isn't that far off from him and these other players, because these other players don't be giving up some of the plays that he gives up. I mean, what do y'all think about that?
100%. I feel like the gap is getting smaller and smaller between him and these other elite corners, because I mean, yeah, you talk and you used to back it up. So I mean, where's this energy at? You know, from you back. You know, you used to back it up. So where all of a sudden it's been now? You know, and now you know you see these receivers, they starting to chirp at him because they know he's the best receiver. So like when they getting the best of him, they gonna talk their noise because you know you're not producing at the level you need to be producing at.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's just, I don't even know, man. It's a lot. Just seeing all the corners in the league, man, and from the past, like I think what made him step out was like his physicalness and like how he tackles it. Then when he comes up and make the plays, how he get up and talk that trash, man. And like it's other corners like that, but like he was like the main one doing it and getting all the big plays. And the last season, we kind of seen like a little fall off and like people, let me say, exposing him in a way, but. I don't know, man. For some reason, I just think he go continue to be at that top spot, and he go show why this year. I hope.
I mean, I agree with that. You know, it's kind of one of those moments where it's like, you know, the player who talks the most crap, we all expect them to show up because they're gonna talk. So I mean, you kind of putting that. He's consistently putting a target on his back every time that he continues to talk. You know, talk. So, you know, every time we have moments like this, we're going to bring it up and, you know, we're going to talk about it on the podcast. So, I mean, we just going to have to keep looking at it and see what happens with it.
Yes, for sure. Next, you know, people want to know, again, Pat Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, how would y'all grade their performances on Sunday? And do y'all believe that them splitting up was the right move for both, you know, at the end of the day?
I think the move proved right for the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to be just fine without Tyreek Hill. I think, you know, like I said on the previous podcast, you know, Mahomes is still that guy. He's still going to be able to perform at the level that we need him to. And I don't say we as a fan of the team. I'm just saying we as fans. We're going to expect him to have good performances because he's that caliber of a player. You get paid the most, you're supposed to play that way. So, but yeah, like in Andy Reid's offense, it doesn't necessarily need to be just one guy all the time. And I think they showed that, you know, in the last game, like they can do it multiple different ways. We don't need one person to do all the work. You know, we don't need just one person to focus on. And, you know, I think, you know, Tyreek will have his good, you know, moments in Miami, but I just don't think that it'll overshadow what's going on in Kansas City.
On the Kansas City aspect until you said that, you know, Pat Mahomes is that guy. I get it, the hype, he back it up, but I think it's gonna come down. We're gonna really see like them crazy plays. I think you're gonna see a couple, but the bailouts is my thing. I don't think we're gonna be seeing a lot of like because Tyreek bet him out a whole bunch last year. So I think when he get to the break up plays, this is gonna be Kelsey or nobody. And he's gonna be throwing it away because Tyreek, he was like a safe haven for him. He looked for Tyreek cross the field touchdown. Well, now in the playoffs, that's why I'm big on playoffs. He ain't gonna have that to depend on no more. So that's what I'm waiting on just to see that, and that will determine for me if he really like that. Cause I don't, yeah. And with Tyreek, I think he kind of misses Mahomes' arm because you know Tua he did underthrow him a couple times where it should have been a touchdown. So that's the only downfall I see about it. But Tyreek definitely gonna do his thing in Miami.
Yeah, for sure. Tyreek, I think is a win-win for both because Tyreek really want to get out there and make his name a name for himself, other than him playing with Pat Mahomes, and he's still gonna find his ways to get his touches because he's in Mike McDaniel's offense. So I mean, I don't think that he's really taking a hit from it, and I think now that with Tyreek going in Kansas City, we can kind of see I won't say the type of quarterback Pat Mahomes is, but we can see if he's going to make the right decisions to lead his team to, win games, you know what I'm saying? Because now he don't have Tyreek to bail him out of these situations, like Eddie said. So it's going to be interesting to see if Mahomes will be able to truly be a quarterback and get his team out of some of these situations. But look like so far so good for both of them, really.
I got two takeaways from the Chiefs game, though. Like I said, the one with Tyreek, I think they can still do what they need to do. But that brings me back to one of the questions that was previously asked, talking about disappointments. Kyler Murray just disappointed me a lot. I mean, this is the reason why they put that clause in the contract to focus on what's going on and do film study and stuff like that. It was just a horrible performance. I mean, it was one play where it was clearly, I seen it on TikTok. It was a clear assignment that he, as a quarterback, is supposed to read. He's supposed to read it while he's on the field, and he just literally didn't even notice it. And it's stuff like this is what separates you from those upcoming quarterbacks. Josh Allen, he don't miss out on stuff like that. He know the game. He knows what's going on. And this is the type of stuff that separates those people. And so I think that's one of the disappointments that I would add to that list. But moving on from that.
I would like to add real quick. I think another reason why he doesn't look as good as he does is because he missing one of them top guys. D Hop was at one point in time was considered the best wide receiver in the league.
Most definitely.
We ain't gonna be able to see him for another 5 weeks now. I think on 6-game suspension. So I think that will help our Colar a lot when D Hop get back on the lineup.
Yeah, I agree with all that. All right, so as y'all should know by now, Lamar is in having contract talks with the Ravens about an extension. Word on the street is he reportedly wants more than Deshaun Watson's $230 million contract that he recently received from the Browns. In y'all opinion, do y'all think Lamar is worth $230 million, and do y'all think that these contract talks are causing a distraction for his team?
In my opinion, I think it's a total distraction. But not only that, I think it's absolutely stupid for him to be playing right now. I think he should. If he wasn't gonna finish that, if he wasn't gonna solve all his contract situations and deals, he should not be playing right now. He is too. His game is too reckless for him to be playing in this type of situation where he's doesn't know if he gonna get the contract that he want. Imagine, God forbid, he gets hurt. Everything that he worked for could be in jeopardy. So I don't think personally that he should be playing, but I do think he is worth the money because he was an MVP caliber player. Do I think he should be worth more than Deshaun? No, but I do think that he should get the money from that organization. So that's my thought on it.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you talk. Go ahead.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that, Brax. I feel that he can't stop playing right now because the contract not done. Because how will his teammates feel about that? How the fans feel that would bring unnecessary hate, and that would be a bigger distraction, I feel, than the contracts right now. But I do think the contract isn't a distraction to the team right now, not anything else but the team and him. Because even his players be after the game, they were pay that man, pay that man, pay that man. It's obvious they want him there. The fans want him there. Organization clearly wants him there, bro. So you have to pay him. You gotta do whatever you gotta do. Move all the money you want and give him whatever he wants because he's definitely worth it. This man changed the game for quarterbacks. the mobility, the elusiveness that he has, nobody else has seen since Mike Vick, and he's faster than Mike Vick, they say. So I feel like it's not gonna be another Lamar Jackson. So you have him, and he's 25 years old right now. So you have to pay that man whatever you want. Break the bank, like John love to say. Break the bank for that man, bro. And he got an MVP. What else you ask for? He only 25, bro. Like the sky's the limit. They just paid Russell. They just paid Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, what, 40 something? They just paid Tom Brady. They might as well pay the 25-year-old that's already doing this thing, bro. And then, he black, so give him money.
Hold on. I gotta debate one point that you made. So you said you disagree with it, but that's not the only thing that I was saying. I'm not saying he should just like stop playing, but I'm saying if he is gonna play, he should have took whatever deal that they was offering out there. Because this is just too risky. This is too risky. We talk like take it away from football.
Hey,
we're talking about protecting our families.
They gonna pay that man even if he get hurt, bro.
Can I say that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say, and kind of in the mix. That got hurt and still got paid. So why wouldn't they pay Lamar Jackson? I mean, Lamar is a generational talent. He a generational talent, bro. Like Eddie said, there'll never be another Lamar Jackson, bro.
But that
Lamar Jackson, he gonna win them a Super Bowl at some point. So I mean, just go ahead and I think he will, bro. I think he will. They really just gotta surround him with the right pieces. You know what I'm saying? Because he a generational talent, bro. So I say just go ahead and pay him. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that it is really causing a distraction to the team because he said once the season started, he made it known and clear. Once the season started, he was cutting off contract talks. So he's letting them know the main focus is the main focus. We're gonna try to go and get the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if he was to stop playing, I feel like if he was to stop playing, what kind of example would that set? Like Eddie said, for his teammates, he's supposed to be the leader. So he's trying to play so that the younger ones can follow in his lead. When it's time for their time to come. So I think that he is doing the right thing. I don't really think it's causing a distraction. And I think that they also ultimately he's worth the $230 million. You know what I'm saying? He did everything he could possibly do. He's won playoff game. He didn't became MVP. You know what I'm saying? And who knows when we'll see another player of Lamar's caliber. So that's why I say just go ahead and pay him and get it over with.
Thanks.
You brought up Dak Prescott, but like that's two different situations. Dak plays a whole different type of game. Their games are totally opposite. Like he's a mobile quarterback, but he is not the type of quarterback like Lamar Jackson who's running dang near half the downs that they play on offense.
Well,
like
can I rebut and say on this? Just because Lamar gets hurt, like knock on wood, but let's say knock on wood, but let's say he tears his ACL. Lamar ain't gonna forget because I'm giving a gruesome injury because that's the type of injury Dak had. But like if he goes out and knock on wood tears his ACL, he ain't gonna forget how to play football. He ain't gonna stop being the Lamar Jackson that we know. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like he just gonna automatically lose all thought of how to play football when he gets hurt. So that's what I'm saying. Just go ahead and pay him. Because guess what? If it's not a gruesome injury, he's going to come back and be the same type of person he was before. So, I mean, whether he get hurt or not, you get hurt in a year, whether you're under contract or not. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It really don't matter when you go and talk about injuries, to be honest.
And that was my point. Like I was saying, like, you're not supposed to play the game and think about getting hurt, bro. You're supposed to play the game freely. Injuries going to happen regardless, but like, there's nothing you can do. So I'm saying, like, you got to go out there with that mindset. Just play the game, play your game, play in your way, and the best go come from it, bro. That's it.
Yeah, but I see where you're coming from, though, Brax. 100% I do, but at the same time, I feel like it's gonna happen whenever.
You said, all right, if he have a gruesome injury that he gonna come back, he not gonna forget how to play football. Okay, yeah, he can know how to play football. He could think that his body could do the same thing, but we've seen time and time again, these people get hurt, they come back, they think they're gonna just come back and play like they've been playing. Like people, when they have injuries, it affects them. It affects how they play. Like he may come back and play football, but it may not be the same Lamar Jackson that we know and the man who we want to pay the money that we're willing to pay him.
Bro, Aaron Rodgers broke his leg. You see, he's better than ever.
He's not like a mobile.
So it don't matter what if he mobile or not, because he in the pocket and broke his leg. So what's the difference between in the pocket and Lamar running? Lamar can see where it's coming from, right?
Injuries gonna happen regardless whether or not it's your contract year or not. I mean, you can't help getting injured. So like, I don't think that would be a reason not to play. You know what I'm saying? That's your whole job is to go out there and play football. That's the whole reason you in this position to get this contract. So like, to stop because you're scared you're gonna get hurt. I mean, injuries could happen whenever. You know, you could.
Let me ask you this. Is Lamar Jackson a MVP caliber quarterback standing in the pocket throwing the ball?
He couldn't be.
That's not his element, bro.
Last week, Lamar had 17 yards and still had a solid game. He still had a solid game.
But would you say that's Lamar?
If he had the talent around him, if he had a number one receiver in his grasp, he can definitely be an MVP caliber player as a passer. He can.
But I'm saying, like, when you think of Lamar Jackson, is that his game just standing in the pocket all day?
Oh, no. And that's why we can't limit him to that, because that's not his game. Yeah.
Right.
But I think he does have the potential to be an MVP caliber player if that's what passing the ball, if that's what he has to do. People feel like when people talk about Lamar, they act like he can't throw, like he was Drew Brees when Drew Brees was getting ready to retire. He couldn't throw 10 yards down the field. Lamar can sling the ball. That's just a forgotten point in his game because people are so mesmerized over what he can do with his legs. But I'm saying if it all boiled down to it and he had to become a pocket passer, I feel like he can be an MVP caliber player by being a pocket passer if he has a number one receiver at his helm. Yeah, I feel like he can.
Even with number one receiver, bro, I don't like him just being in the pocket. Like, I would rather him.
Yeah, because
you know.
But think about it. You known to him. You've always known Lamar as a runner. So of course you're not gonna like him. The idea of him being a pocket passer. But if he had to get the job done as a pocket passer, I feel like he could. I don't like him seeing him being a passer either. But the question was, if he had to become a MVP caliber player as a passer, then yeah, I feel like he can be.
Well, back on the injury thing, like, you can look at Josh Allen for example, bro. Like, do he slide? When last time you seen Josh Allen slide?
Right.
Exactly. Like, I don't think, Pat Mahomes, he barely slide. He always running when, he's not even that elusive, but he want to always run.
Don't slide either.
Exactly. He got a bad injury, but he just went to the Super Bowl last year. So I guess either here or there, bro. Like, you feel me?
Yeah. For sure. I mean, this is a debate that could go on for forever, really. But next we got what we all been waiting for, my top 5 receivers. And disclaimer before I give y'all my list. This is based on recent stats. That's why I said that, because I know Eddie gonna have something to say. This is on recent stats. I'm going off of last year and kind of what they did this week. I'll start at number 5. Number 5, I got Stephon Diggs. Last year he had 103 catches, 1,225 yards, 10 touchdowns. Also Sunday he had 8 catches for 122 yards and 1 touchdown. I just feel like he keeps getting better and better every year. He just continues to show each and every week why he should be a top 5 receiver in this league. And I feel like, he deserves to be in that conversation, especially with the duo of him and Josh Allen. At number 4, I got Cooper Kupp. Last year he had 145 yards, 1,947 yards. He had 145 catches. My fault. 1,947 yards and 16 touchdowns. Also on Thursday night, he had 13 catches for 128 yards and 1 touchdown. Eddie, I see you over there. I know you don't like this, but what Cooper Kupp did last season, it can't be taken for granted. He did something that a receiver hadn't done in a while. He was a Triple Crown winner. Although you say it's a system, yeah, he can be in a system, but you got to be able to excel in that system as well. You can't You could put anybody in the system. Don't mean they're gonna have these type of numbers. Also number 3, I got Jamar Chase. He had 81 catches last year, 1,455 yards with 13 touchdowns. Sunday he had 10 catches for 129 yards and 1 touchdown. We know what Jamar can do since his LSU days. If you throw him a ball, he's gonna go up there and get it. He's also very elusive with the run after the catch, and I just think that he's gonna continue to improve off of his rookie season, and he's gonna show us why he should be in the top 3 of receivers. At number 2, I got none other than my boy Justin Jefferson. He had 108 catches last year, 1,616 yards, 10 touchdowns. Sunday he also had an electrifying game with 9 catches, 184 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Jay Jettis, he kind of, in my opinion, goes under the radar, but like I think from what we've seen Sunday, he's gonna be, if not the best receiver, he's gonna be top 2 in everybody's list before the season is over, 100%. And at number 1, I have none other than Devontae Adams. He had 123 catches, 1,553 yards, and 11 touchdowns. Sunday he had 10 catches for 141 yards and 1 touchdown. Even though he changed teams, he still is maintaining that high level of productivity. So if you ever watch his route running, like his route running is like none other than in this league. So he just keeps producing no matter where he goes. So in my opinion, he has to be the number 1 receiver, because he just does it in year in and year out. So that's my top 5 list of receivers. Can I get y'all thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I respect your list, but I'm just not in agreement with Stephon Diggs being at number 5. As far as my list, I think, in my opinion, now I know this is gonna go, y'all have y'all opinions. He's my favorite receiver in the league. So I got number 1 on my list. He's number 1 on mine as far as up and coming and recency. So I'll have him as number 1. I'll put Devontae Adams at number 2. I like Jamar Chase being at 3. I think as far as he has potential to be one of the best receivers we ever seen. So I like him being at number 3. Number 4, it kind of goes back and forth for me, but I'm cool with putting Justin Jefferson there. I like him at 4. That's cool. And then at 5, I think we should put Tyreek Hill in there. I know he's not one that we usually throw in that conversation, but he's a game breaker and he's somebody who can make plays and he can go up there and snag it if we really need him to. So I like him at 5, and I think that's a solid list for me. But what you think, Eddie?
Yeah, I definitely like your list better than John, because, Cooper Kupp is not a top 5 receiver. I'm sorry. So for me, I'm gonna go with Jets at number 1. I like what I'm seeing from him, plus what he did last year, and I think he is highly, not appreciated. He gets his love, but I don't think he is appreciated for what he does. He on a run first offense, so they had to give Cook the ball a lot of times. So he really fighting just to get his touches, but he makes sure that he gets the ball, and when he gets the ball, he's almost always in the end zone. So I'm gonna go with him number 1. Vontae at number 2. It's interchangeable with him and Diggs. I like Diggs a lot, so I'm gonna put him at 3. Then I'm gonna go Jamar Chase at 4. Then at 5, I was thinking about Hill and Debo. I like Debo a lot, man. He's like a workhorse and he can carry the load. So I think I'm gonna just have to go with a tie right there with Debo and Tyreek at the 5. And Cooper Kupp is not on the list, John.
Hey, bro. I'm just saying, Triple Crown when the numbers don't lie, bro. No matter if you're in the system or not, he get the job done. And also, I feel like Justin Jefferson is top 2. He should be top 2 on everybody's list, bro. He puts in that work. People talk about him being a slot receiver, and he just came out and showed y'all like he could play anywhere on the field. So that's what really puts him in the top 2. But I ain't gonna lie, y'all got some solid lists, but y'all down bad for not putting Cooper Kupp in there. The numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
Numbers do
Anyway,
not lie.
hey, but I
Don't lie.
want to give. Can I get an honorable mention to D Hop when he come back?
Hey, no, you can't.
Yeah.
He missing 6 games, bro. We gotta see. Well, we gonna talk about it. We gotta see what he do, bro. He gonna be out for 6 games.
And I would say Keenan Allen wasn't my top 5 before he got a little hurt. So I'm sorry.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm
Nice,
sorry.
nice for sure. So we're gonna do this real quickly. Thursday night football. We got Chargers and Chiefs. Who y'all taking?
I'm going them Chiefs. I ain't gonna care. I'm going them Chiefs, man. Just because Keenan Allen hurt. If Keenan Allen was playing, then I think it'd be a better game. But overall, Pat Mahomes and his option that he still does have, I like it better than the Chargers with just they got nice defense, I would say, but with Keenan Allen out, they got Mike Williams and the Eckler, and I think they got Hunter Henry, the tight end. Yeah, but I think they're gonna be overpowered by the Chiefs and Andy Reid offense. So
yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs too, just because of the simple fact that Keenan Allen not gonna be there, and I just think that Mike Williams, he had 2 catches last week, so like I don't feel like he's gonna be able to step up into that number 1 role and produce. And they won't be able to score point for point with Kansas City, so I'm gonna take the Chiefs on that one too.
I'm gonna go with the underdog here. I'm gonna go with the Chargers just because I'm not gonna get caught up in that BS game I saw last week with the Cardinals and the Chiefs. They didn't play a real opponent last week. As far as I'm concerned, that was just a practice squad. So I'm not gonna get caught up in that. The other side of the ball, they got Joey Bosa and what's it called? Got Khalil Mack, right?
Derwin James too.
And Derwin James. So
and JC Jackson.
So, I mean, I'm not going to – I think it'll be a good matchup. And this team has beaten them on Thursday nights before in some big games. So, I think that the Chargers could pull out a win here. That's just my opinion.
I mean, I don't not like it, but I can't go without Keenan Allen. Like, that offense really run through him and Herbo. Yeah. So.
I think JC still hurt, though, right? And he still hurt?
I didn't know he got hurt last week.
Yeah, he had ankle surgery. I think he's still hurt, I think.
Casey Hayward playing, huh?
Yeah, Casey Hayward should be playing. Yeah.
What y'all think this final score will be?
I think it'll be close. I say
it's gonna be high scoring for sure.
28 to 30, 31.
I say 31-17. I don't think that the Chargers are gonna be able to keep up with that offense. I think the Chiefs are gonna get two big stops.
I say like 28-24, something like that. I think the defense is going to step up. So that's why I think it'll be a little bit lower. I think the defense is going to play good.
I also got Pat Mahomes throwing an interception, at least one interception.
I do as well.
All right, we're gonna see. I ain't making no decision on no interception. I'm gonna just take my picks in my school and we're gonna keep it trucking. But after this break, we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk a little LSU football for all our LSU Tiger fans out there. You don't want to miss it. We are live.
I was down on myself, had no luck. Losing it all, never gave up. I was down on my ass, ain't say much. Let the truth be told, I was fed up. And they really hit my cellular. If you thought you did, never said enough. And trust me, I ain't gon' wait up. How I keep my head, I'ma stay up. Yo, forget what they saying.
All right, y'all, welcome back. So right now we're going to bring it back down to Louisiana. We're going to talk about some LSU football. So what did y'all make of the week 2 performance from the LSU Tigers versus the Southern Jags? Did y'all see anything that y'all really liked? And what was y'all biggest takeaways from the matchup?
I feel like LSU, they played with a lot of a better sense of urgency. They ran the offense real well with the tempo. I think defense played a lot better, but we can't really. It's not really enough to take away from the Southern game because it was kind of expected. Well, at least for me, that they were going to do that. So I don't really have much to take away from. I just think that they looked a lot better, a lot more composed against against Southern than they did against Florida State. You know what I'm saying? The offensive line held up real good. But I mean, again, that's against Southern. We really want to know what kind of leaps and this team took from week 1 until this week when they play Mississippi State, because you know they'll be able to match up with the competition real well. So that's just some takeaways that I took away from the Southern game.
I agree with you on the urgency standpoint. I think there was more together this week, and definitely on the offensive side, you see everybody getting the balls. It was good seeing Booty get active and get engaged with the offense early and got them going, which got everybody else going. Saw Jay, do his running thing, but I also saw him finally pass the ball. That was good to see. The defense looked great. Everybody running to the ball. But yeah, I think we go see what we're really about when we play better competition next week. So
yeah, I agree with you all. I think that it did show that this offense does have some firepower ability if they come together and play the right way. Everything was pretty much solid as we expected, or some of us expected against Southern. But what are some of y'all expectations for, I guess, how they're performing at SEC? I mean, they started off as the only team in the SEC that took an L. Do y'all think that moving forward that'll change, or do y'all think that we'll see them come out and maybe win the SEC?
I feel like it depends, because if we can see, like, if we see what we seen Saturday, then we'll be okay. But if we see what we seen on week 1, you know what I'm saying, I feel like we're gonna have a lot of trouble, because the offensive line has to be able to hold up better against these talented DNs in the SEC. I don't know, because what I'm saying is the SEC has a lot of good teams. You got Tennessee, you got Florida, you got Kentucky, you got Georgia, you got Alabama. That's 5 teams offhand that right now I feel like are better than LSU. You know what I'm saying? So we really gonna have to see if this team improves as the year goes on, and then I'll be able to give you a accurate representation of how I feel like we're gonna do. But if we come out like we did against Southern, we'll be okay. We'll be able to compete. I won't say that we'll beat a lot of teams, but we'll be able to compete. But if it's anything like Florida State, we in a world of trouble. I ain't even gonna sit here and cap to you.
Man, Brad's had me over here joked out, boy, talk about, do you think you can win the SEC, boy? Bro, like, come on, bro. We gotta be real with ourselves, bro. Come on.
Hey, man, I'm just asking the question, man.
Hey, boy, that's the question of the day right there. I mean, I certainly don't expect them boys to win the SEC. If they do, they deserve everything they get. They deserve to win it all if they win the SEC, man. Because, you got the big dog, Alabama, Texas, Tennessee. Well, not Texas, but I don't see it happening. But, like, for expectation, I ain't going to give no expectation. It's just whatever at this point. But I do expect for them to progress every weekend, show that they are getting better for sure. But I don't have any high expectations for them.
Yeah, me either. Not high expectations, but I do expect them to improve, like you said, especially with Brian Kelly being a coach. We should improve every week, no matter if we win or lose.
All right, I got 2 questions for y'all. How many wins do y'all project for the year? And do you think we'll at least make a bowl game or win a bowl game?
Well, you only need 6 wins to make a bowl game. I say we win at least 7 or 8. So I feel like we'll make a bowl game. I feel like we'll win 7 or 8. I'm telling y'all, this team gonna come together, bro. It's gonna take time to gel, but we're gonna be able to pull off some of these wins. I give us 7 or 8 wins this year.
I hope, man. I hope, because I don't want to be just bad like we was last year, or just even average, bro. Like, it's LSU. Like, we are used to winning, but like we was spoiled freshman year, bro. We won it all, so I'm expecting this every year. So last year was like just crazy to me. I'm not used to losing, bro. So that was sad to watch, and the first game was just bringing back that memory, bro. And I don't want to experience that again. So I really hope that they find a way and just put everything together and beat all these teams. You know, I want to see competitive every game, especially when they play the big dog Alabama. Man, I want to see a great game. Like I don't want to see no blowouts like that. That's not fun to watch and be a part of. You know, so me personally, I think they gonna have a lot of fight because even in Florida State, you saw they fought to the end and had the chance to come back and win the game. So that's a lot of hope, and that was good to see at the end. It's like they showed they ain't quit, but I really do hope, man, that they pull together because I think we can have a chance.
Bowl game?
It depends. It depends.
He said no, I say yeah. I say yeah.
You said they need 6?
I got faith. Yeah, they need six wins. I got faith. They're gonna get it done, bro.
Well, look, I think they can beat the next 2 games they should win with Mississippi State and New Mexico. But like after that, you playing the SEC. So you got Ole Miss, Tennessee.
I think they can.
You got Florida.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna see. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. We definitely gonna have to follow them closely, for sure.
I say we win just enough to make a bowl game, maybe 6 games, 7, something like that.
I don't think we can have another 6-6 season, bro. That's gonna be tough.
Hopefully, it's more wins that come out of it, but I mean, I'll be happy just making the bowl game, winning the bowl game. I'll be with that. I hope we could make it further than that, but
no playoffs.
Hey, must not be in this world, must be the next one. Hey, I ain't gonna sit here and dog my team. No, we gonna be good. We gonna make some strides, bro. We're gonna make some strides. I ain't about to sit there and let y'all clown on my team like that, bro.
I say next year. Next year is the year out for LSU. But this year,
this year is all a learning process. It's Brian Kelly first year. It's all a learning process. I mean, we're gonna be competitive. I do think we're gonna go to the bowl game. I don't know if we're gonna win the bowl game, but we'll be there for sure. It just depends on how the season goes, really. Offensive line gotta get better. Defense cannot be as bad as they was in Florida State game either, because we're gonna get torched all year. So they got plenty of areas to clean up for sure. Yeah. So after this break, we got our Black Spotlight, our weekly Black Spotlight where we show love to the Black folks. Y'all don't want to miss that. Stay tuned. This is the Welcome to the World of Sports podcast. Welcome back, everybody. Y'all already know what it is. It's time for our weekly Black Spotlight. So I'll do the honors of going first, I guess, unless anybody else wants to go first.
You got it.
All right, I'll go first. This week, my Black Spotlight is Deion Sanders. I just want to give him the spotlight and thank him for all that he's done for HBCUs in general. He's really working to, bridge the gap between Power 5 schools and HBU schools. And he's not going to stop until it gets there. He's also has his team, he's also recruited real well and has his team playing competitively, and they're getting some good wins, So I just want to send that Black Spotlight out to Deion for just making sure that he's taking care of the HBCUs. So much love to him.
For my Black Spotlight this week, I decided to choose head coach of the Houston Texans, Lovie Smith. He's been coaching for almost 2 decades now. Not only that, but he's coached for multiple teams. He coached for the Bears. He's coaching with the Texans now. He's coached in Tampa Bay. And, it's not that many of us Black people in coaching jobs in the NFL. And to see people who have a long tenures like him and, Mike Tomlin, people like that, you always got to give them praise because, it's not that many of them. And not only that, but he was successful. He's above 500 in his record, so we love to see Black people doing well in all sports, especially in coaching positions. So he's got my Black Spotlight this week.
Me, I picked Hall of Famer Michael Strahan, you know, Super Bowl champion, 7-time Pro Bowler. And when he retired, he was top 5 in sacks. So I just feel like he did a lot for the game, especially from the linebacker position. Then, you know, seeing him where he at now, being an analyst and reporter now. And for me personally, meeting him when he came for Hurricane Harvey, man, he just a very genuine person. You know, it's all love, man. Just love what he doing for the community and been leading everything for Black men like ourselves. So yeah.
Yes, indeed. One thing we're gonna do is we're gonna show love to the Black community because, you know, if we don't do it, who else will? You know, because we always, you know, trying to bridge that gap. But I just want to say thank y'all for a successful show this week. For anybody that's out there listening, be sure to subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. I promise you it's there. So make sure to subscribe, and on YouTube, leave us a like and a comment. We really appreciate the feedback. You know what I'm saying? Also, we're gonna try to get some special guests on here. So if y'all got any recommendations on who we should try to go after, let us know in the comment section or DM us on Instagram, Facebook, wherever you feel comfortable, and we'll try to make that happen. So until next week, guys, that's all we got for y'all. Any last words, fellas?
One love.
Yes, sir. All right, we out. Thank y'all.